Guanajuato bajo un cielo azul. Arpegios de guitarra danzan con un ritmo que no se calla. Baterías suaves y golpes de tambor en un baile sin igual. Sintéticos etéreos dan un toque a la canción. Trompetas de mariachi con notas tristes y bellas, mezcladas con cumbia, un ritmo que no pasa. Guitarra eléctrica limpia con un eco especial. Recuerda las calles con su color y su belleza.
Guanajuato, a city that looks painted by hand, spilling down the hills in every color imaginable. After my first visit to Mexico, exploring the vibrant cities of Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta, I was excited to come back in less than a year. There's just something irresistible about Mexico, and this time I was looking forward to discovering Guanajuato. I had been planning this trip for months, and finally, I'm here. Stepping into Guanajuato, the city immediately hits you with its energy. Colorful houses stacked on the hills, narrow winding streets, and plazas buzzing with life. Everywhere you look, there's something to catch your eye. Murals, balconies overflowing with flowers, and tiny alleys that make you want to wander endlessly. My first stop was the iconic Monumento al Pípila. From up here, you get a sweeping view of the entire city, rooftops, hills, and the winding streets below. It's a perfect way to get your bearings and really appreciate the layout of Guanajuato, built into the hills with streets that twist and turn in every direction. One of the highlights in Guanajuato is riding the funicular. It takes you up the hill to get another amazing view of the city. The rooftops, colorful streets, and winding alleys all spread out below you. It's a fun, quick ride, and the views make it totally worth it. Going back down is just as exciting. You feel the city wrapping around the hills as you descend, and it's a great way to see the layout from a completely different perspective. Riding the funicular is not just convenient, it's part of the experience itself, giving you a bird's eye view of this vibrant, hilly city. Walking in the city, I couldn't resist exploring the alleys and plazas. Every corner feels alive with music, street art, and locals going about their day. There's a rhythm here that pulls you in, and it's impossible not to fall in love with the city right away. Guanajuato didn't start as a postcard city. It started underground. In the mid-1500s, silver was discovered in these hills, and everything changed. People came from everywhere, chasing fortune, digging deep into the earth. The city grew fast, not outward, but upward and downward, shaped by the mines beneath it and the hills around it. For a long time, Guanajuato was one of the richest places in the Spanish Empire. The silver pulled from these tunnels helped build empires far away. But here, life was hard. Miners worked in darkness, day after day, and the city learned early that wealth always comes with a cost. Then, in 1810, history took a turn, when Mexico's fight for independence began. Guanajuato was right in the middle of it. Spanish forces locked themselves inside a massive grain storage building, the Alhóndiga, the Granaditas. Outside, the people gathered. Among them was a miner known as El Pípila. With a stone tied to his back to protect himself from bullets, he reached the gates and set them on fire. That moment didn't just open a door, it lit a spark. Guanajuato became a symbol of resistance, a reminder that ordinary people can change the course of a country. Years later, during the Mexican Revolution, the city had changed. The silver boom had faded, but the spirit remained. Miners, workers, and students were part of a nation trying to redefine itself, searching for fairness, identity, and a future that belonged to everyone. Today, Guanajuato feels alive in a different way. Music spills into the streets, students fill the plazas. History isn't something you read about here, It's something you walk through. And the more time you spend here, the more you realize. Well, after I gave you a historical insight about the city, it's time now to show you the top highlights I recommend to visit while you are in the city. Number 1, Mirador del Pípila, where we started our visit to the city. It's the perfect place to start your visit to Guanajuato. Getting here is part of the experience. You can walk up if you're feeling ambitious, or take the funicular and enjoy the ride. Either way, the reward is the same. One of the best views in the city. From here, Guanajuato finally makes sense. You see how the city wraps around the hills, how colorful houses stack on top of each other, and how narrow streets twist in every direction. It's busy, beautiful, and a little chaotic, in the best way. This is also where you'll find the massive statue of El Pípila, a reminder of the city's role in Mexico's fight for independence. Take your time up here, walk around, take photos. Just stand still for a moment and enjoy the view, because once you see Guanajuato from above, you're officially ready to explore it from the streets below. Next up is Jardín de la Unión, and this is where Guanajuato really comes to life. This historic garden sits right in the heart of the city, and no matter what time of day you come, something is always happening. People meeting up, musicians playing, cafes buzzing, and travelers slowing down to enjoy the moment. Surrounded by colorful buildings, restaurants, and landmarks like Teatro Juárez, the garden feels like Guanajuato's living room. It's a place to sit, people watch, grab a coffee, or just take a break between exploring the streets. What I love most about Jardín de la Unión is the energy. It's lively without feeling rushed, loud enough to feel exciting, but relaxed enough to stay a while. You don't need a plan here, just find a bench and let the city move around you. At night, the atmosphere shifts, lights come on, music gets louder, and the garden turns into a social hub. This is where evenings often begin, and sometimes don't end early. If you want to feel the rhythm of Guanajuato, not just see it, Jardín de la Unión is the place to come. Right next to Jardín de la Unión, you'll find Teatro Juárez, one of the most impressive buildings in Guanajuato. From the outside, it already feels dramatic. Tall columns, stone lions watching over the entrance, and a design that feels both grand and a little mysterious. Teatro Juárez opened in the early 1900s and was built during a time when Guanajuato wanted to show the world its elegance and confidence. Inside is just as striking. Rich colors, detailed balconies, and a ceiling that feels like it belongs in a much bigger city. The theater is named after Benito Juárez, the first indigenous president of Mexico and the first democratically elected indigenous president in post-colonial Latin America. Despite controversies during his life, such as his increasingly authoritarian use of power to push liberal reforms, Benito Juárez became a powerful symbol of Mexican nationalism and sovereignty after his death. Teatro Juárez leaves an impression. It's one of those places that quietly tells you how important culture and creativity are to this city. Number 4, Plaza de la Paz, the center of Guanajuato, a place where the city pauses, even if just for a moment. Surrounded by elegant colonial buildings, this plaza has witnessed centuries of everyday life, from quiet mornings to lively evenings filled with music and conversation. At its center stands the Monument to Peace, raised here in 1903, symbolizing stability after years of struggle. It's not a monument that grabs your attention right away. It's just there, quietly reminding you how much history this city has seen. The architecture around the plaza tells its own story. Former aristocratic homes, now museums, hotels, and cafes, reflect a time when Guanajuato's silver wealth shaped its identity. Stone facades glow softly in the changing light, and every balcony feels like it has something to say. As people pass through, locals, students, travelers, Plaza de la Paz becomes a meeting point, a place to rest, to watch, to listen. Sitting here, you don't feel rushed, you feel connected to the city, to its past, and to the rhythm that makes Guanajuato unforgettable. Next on the list is Plaza Baratillo, a small but charming square tucked into the heart of the city, though that's actually the nickname. Its real names are Plaza Joaquin Gonzalez y Gonzalez, or Plaza General Manuel Gonzalez. Back in the Viceroyalty period, people started calling it Plaza del Baratillo because flowers, fruits, and vegetables were sold here at affordable prices. There was even a small market that lasted until around 1893. At the center of the plaza is a beautiful stone fountain. It has two carved basins supporting a tall column, topped with a large shell. Fun fact, this fountain originally came from nearby Plaza de la Paz, but it was moved here to make way for the Peace Monument. Even though it's not a huge plaza, it has a charm all its own. It's a quiet little pause in the city, a place to sit, admire the fountain, and be part of the local life. Plaza Baratillo may be small, but it's full of history and character, a hidden gem that gives you a real feel for the city beyond the big landmarks. And actually, this tiny plaza became my favorite in the whole city. As I'm walking through Guanajuato, it's impossible not to notice this building, these steps, the colors. This is the University of Guanajuato. The university started back in the 1700s, originally as a small school, and over time it grew into one of the most important universities in Mexico. Today, students from all over the country come here to study, and you really feel that life when you're walking around this area. The most iconic part has to be these long staircases. They're steep, but they lead to one of the best views in the city. From up there, you can see the rooftops, the streets, and how Guanajuato just flows through the hills. What I really like is how the university blends into the city. It doesn't feel separate or closed off. Students are sitting on the steps, people are walking by, and life just moves around it. The main staircase of the University of Guanajuato has over 100 steps, and it's so iconic that it appears in postcards, movies, and pretty much every first-time visit to the city. The University of Guanajuato today has around 40,000 students spread across different campuses in the city and the state. University is well known in Mexico for engineering, sciences, and medical studies, and many of its graduates go on to work across the country and internationally. Even though the university is centuries old, it feels very modern because of the students and the constant activity around it. One of the most unique things about Guanajuato is what's happening underneath the city. Right below these colorful streets is a whole network of tunnels. At first, it feels a bit strange driving through them, but once you understand the history, it makes total sense. Guanajuato used to flood often because of heavy rains and the river that once ran through the city. Over time, the river was redirected underground, and those old river channels slowly turned into tunnels. Today, many of these tunnels are used as roads. Cars, buses, and taxis all move through them, keeping traffic out of the historic center above. It's actually pretty smart. The city stays walkable, and most of the noise stays underground. Some of these tunnels are narrow, dark, and a little confusing, especially if it's your first time here. but locals navigate them like second nature. For visitors, it almost feels like driving through a secret city below the city. What I really like is how these tunnels are part of daily life, not a tourist attraction. People just use them to get to work, go home, or cross town faster. And once you experience the tunnels, you realize they're one of the reasons this city feels so different from anywhere else in Mexico. The tunnel system here stretches for about 9 kilometers under the city, with dozens of entrances and exits connecting different parts of Guanajuato. This is Mercado Hidalgo, one of the busiest and most colorful places in Guanajuato. It was originally built in the early 1900s and was first meant to be a train station, which is why the building looks so big and open. Today, it's a local market where you can find just about everything. Fresh fruits, spices, candies, souvenirs, and lots of street food. You hear vendors calling out, people chatting, and the sound of daily life all around you. It's a great place to stop if you're hungry or just curious. You can grab a quick bite, try local snacks, or simply walk through and soak in the atmosphere. Markets like this really show you how the city lives day to day. And Mercado Hidalgo is a perfect example of that. Next recommendation while in Guanajuato is visiting its many museums. Most of them are located right in the historic downtown, and they're all within easy walking distance from each other. You don't need a strict plan here. You can just walk around, pick a museum that catches your interest, and step inside. Some focus on history, others on art, culture, or famous people connected to the city. What makes this easy is how compact Guanajuato is. Between museums, you're passing colorful streets, small plazas, cafes, and street performers, so the walk itself becomes part of the experience. Even if you only visit one or two, it's a great way to understand the city beyond what you see on the surface. Guanajuato has a lot of stories, and its museums help bring the history to life. One of the must-visiting museums is the Diego Rivera House Museum. This is the birthplace of Diego Rivera, one of Mexico's most famous artists, and it gives you a look into his early life. Inside, you'll find personal items, sketches, and artwork that show how his style started to develop. The house itself is simple, but that's part of what makes it interesting. It's a quick visit, but it adds a lot of meaning to your time in Guanajuato, especially if you want to understand the people who shaped Mexico's art and culture. Next, I recommend the Museo Palacio de los Poderes. This building used to be the seat of government, and today it's a museum that focuses on the political and social history of Guanajuato. Inside, you'll find old documents, photographs, and exhibits that explain how the city and the state were governed in the past. It's a calm, easy visit and a good stop if you want to better understand how Guanajuato developed over time. Plus, it's right in the historic center, so it fits perfectly into a walking day around the city. Another museum worth visiting is the Museo del Pueblo de Guanajuato. This one focuses more on art and cultural identity, giving you a deeper look at how life and traditions in this region have been represented over time. Inside, you'll find paintings, sculptures, and temporary exhibitions by Mexican artists, many of them connected to Guanajuato. The building itself is beautiful, with high ceilings and a calm atmosphere that makes it easy to slow down and actually enjoy what you're seeing. What I like about this museum is that it feels very local. It's not overwhelming, and it doesn't try too hard. You can walk through at your own pace, take in the artwork, and get a sense of how the people of Guanajuato see their own history and culture. It's a great balance to the more historical museums, and it adds another layer to understanding the city beyond architecture and streets. The museum also exhibits the ceramic work of Dolores Porras. a Mexican artist known for her detailed and expressive pieces. Her ceramics often reflect everyday life, traditions, and Mexican identity, using earthy colors and strong forms. Seeing her work here adds a more personal and artistic side to the museum. It's a nice contrast to the historical exhibits and gives you a feel for how traditional techniques are still used to tell modern stories. Even if you're not deeply into art, her ceramics are easy to connect with and worth taking a few moments to appreciate. One really interesting part of the museum is the Teresa Pomar room. This room is dedicated to traditional Mexican handicrafts and miniature toys made from all kinds of materials, like corn husks, wood, clay, fabric, palm, wire, and even bone. What really stands out is the level of detail. These pieces are small, but they're incredibly precise, showing the skill and patience of Mexican artisans. It's a great reminder of how much craftsmanship and tradition goes into handmade art. While in Guanajuato, you can't miss this masterpiece, Templo de San Cayetano Confessor. It's located just outside the city center, less than a 20-minute Uber drive away. This church is famous for its rich Baroque style, especially the gold-covered altar inside. The details are incredible, and it's one of the most impressive churches you'll see in all of Mexico. It was built in the 18th century, funded by the silver mines that made Guanajuato wealthy. Even today, stepping inside feels almost overwhelming in the best way. If you have a bit of extra time, this place is absolutely worth the short trip. The Templo de San Cayetano Confessor was built in the late 1700s, during the height of Guanajuato's silver boom. It was commissioned by Antonio de Obregón y Alcocer, the owner of the Valenciana mine, as a symbol of faith and gratitude for the mine's success. The church is a prime example of Mexican Baroque architecture, known for its dramatic details and heavy ornamentation. At the time it was built, this area was one of the wealthiest mining regions in the world, and the temple reflects that prosperity. Today, it stands as a reminder of how deeply mining shaped Guanajuato's history. Finally, I want to leave you with my last recommendation. Not just one spot, but a whole experience I call the narrow winding streets of Guanajuato. Simply walking through these streets is an adventure in itself. The colors, the angles, the hidden corners. It's a journey for your senses. I'll let you enjoy this walk without any commentary, so you can feel the magic of Guanajuato, as I did. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.
Bajo el cielo de Guanajuato, susurros de calle y de sol. Paso lento por tus callejones, paredes llenas de historias. Colores que pintan ilusiones y reflejan nuestras memorias. El eco de voces antiguas se mezcla con mi respirar. Bajo estrellas como vigías, siento el pulso del lugar. Guanajuato late mi corazón, entre minas, sueños y canción. Tu luz pintada en cada rincón me invita a encontrar mi pasión. Oh. Subiendo por la búfala alba, se siente el aire de libertad. La plaza vibra y nunca falta risas, colores de amistad. Voces jóvenes cantando, historias viejas al pasar. Guanajuato sigue soñando con su magia al atardecer. Guanajuato late mi corazón, entre minas, sueños sueños y canción. Tu luz pintada en cada rincón me invita a encontrar mi pasión. Oh. Y al caer la noche aquí, la ciudad despierta en mil colores. Guanajuato late mi corazón, entre minas, sueños y canción. Tu luz pintada en cada rincón, eres fuego, eres inspiración.